Welcome to this tutorial on scheduling a Microsoft Teams meeting for your online course at the New Brunswick Community College. So what I'm going to recommend you do is, as the instructor at NBCC, we're going to recommend that you log into the D2L Brightspace environment. And once on the Brightspace homepage, what I'm going to do is just select the little waffle icon here, and I'm just going to go under one of my sample courses here. And within all of the courses that you will teach at the New Brunswick Community College, you can scroll down on your Brightspace course homepage, and there should be an NBCC Teams course sync widget right here. And so what you want to do is you want to press the Create Team button. And so what this is going to do is it's going to create a Microsoft team for your course, and it's going to pull all of the students from your Brightspace class roster. Now, a couple of key points here. The first one is that it can take up to 24 hours to create your team. So what happens is the process runs over midnight. So if you press the Create Team button, for example, in the afternoon, just check back the next morning and your team should be created for you. The second thing that's worth noting is we do recommend that all instructors wait till their class roster is finalized as much as possible in Brightspace before pushing this button. Because what happens is right now the rosters in Brightspace and Microsoft Teams are not currently synced together. So any updates to your class roster, for example, of any enrollments or unenrollments after you press the Create Team button, you'll have to manage those yourself within the Microsoft team. So after basically that 24-hour period has passed, and you can log into the Microsoft Teams application, and when you go down through the list of your teams here, you should see the team that you created. So I'm just going to use this K Cormier Sandbox course team as an example. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that team, and I want to go under the general channel because this is where I want to schedule all of my meetings. So I'm just going to go under the general channel, and then you'll see the little camera icon here in the upper right hand corner of the screen. So you're going to click on that, and you're going to select the second option, which is schedule a meeting. And then once the box comes up here, you're just going to put in the name, so K Cormier Sandbox course meeting link. So you're just going to put, for example, the name of the course and maybe the course meeting link. The required attendees, you don't have to do anything here because you're adding it to the general channel. Everyone who's a part of this team will have access. And then you'll go in here and you're just going to schedule the time. So for example, if I wanted the class to start, on January the 27th at, we'll say from 2 till 3:30 p.m. is going to be the time that the class meets. And then you can actually set, a reoccurring meeting. So you can go through here. So if you met, for example, every weekday, you can do it daily. So the daily would include the weekends. You can just do it weekly. So monthly. So weekly would be, once a week. Monthly would be once a month, once a year, or you can have a custom schedule set up. So for this demonstration, I'm just going to choose does not repeat. We've got basically the course right here, the K Cormier Sandbox course general channel here selected. So again, all the students that are part of this team are going to have access to it. Location, you don't really have to fill in anything there if you don't want to. You can put in some details right here. And so once you have the information here set up, all you have to do is simply press the send button. And so that's going to create the meeting. So after you do that, there's a couple of things. You can see here that once I scheduled the meeting, you'll see right here in the general channel chat that you're going to have that meeting link created right here. So you can go on, and what I'm going to advise you do is you go on and you click on the three dots here, and you can go under the view meeting details in here, and you can kind of review things if you have to right here. But what I'm going to suggest here is that you click on the three dots and you go under right here next to copy link, and you go under meeting options. And so what'll happen is once you do that, your meeting options will open here in a new screen. And so the reason why you want to open the meeting options area is there's a few permissions that you want to go on and set before your class begins, just with regards to who can present and who can get access to the meeting right away. So who can bypass the lobby? Well, chances are you're going to want to choose people in your organization, and so right here I'm going to choose people in my organization. So anybody at NBCC can bypass the lobby. If any guests come in, you'll have to approve them. So always let callers bypass the lobby. My recommendation is to choose no for this and just have this for people in my organization. So that way it's only people in the organization that can get by the lobby. Any guests will have to be approved. Announce when callers join or leave. That's a personal choice, so you can choose yes or no here. Who can present? What you're going to want to do is under the who can present, you're going to want to make this only me. And this comes in especially handy for like recordings and things like that. So if you set, for example, your recordings to auto record, if only me is not selected here, the first person who goes into the meeting, such as a student, the recording will go under their name, which you don't want. So my recommendation is who can present, change that to only me. Allow mic for attendees, a camera for attendees, have those best as the default with yes, so just leave those on. Record automatically. Again, my recommendation for this is to choose no. And the only reason why I say that is because we've run into some issues in the past where sometimes when record automatically is yes, the first person who gets into the meeting, such as a student, the recording will occasionally go under their name. And so to help avoid any issues with your recordings, my recommendation is that for record automatically, you leave it as no. And then allow reactions, you can use that as yes. And once you finalize your settings here, you can press the save button. And then that's it. It's all set up here. Your meeting details are all set up. So now you can go under your calendar here in your Microsoft Team. And you can go through your personal calendar here just to go on and find that meeting link. So I've got my meeting link that we created. That's right here. And if you want to share this in Brightspace, what you can do is you can actually go on and copy the meeting link. So you just click on it right here, and then you can go right here, and there's a little icon right here that'll allow you to copy the link. So I can copy the link. And then you're going to go into your Brightspace course. So I'll just go back to Brightspace. And what you can do is go under the content button within your course. And I'm just going to create a new module here and call this online class link. So I've created this module, and I'm just going to press the new button right here, create a link, and then I can say Microsoft Teams link. And then I'm just going to have this same URL, leave it as open as an external resource, and then press the create button. And then you're good to go. So now your students, there's a couple ways they can access your meeting link. If they're in Brightspace, they can click on the link here. Or if they're in the Microsoft team, when they're in that team, so we'll just go under my K Cormier Sandbox team, when they're under the general channel, they'll have the link right here within the general chat, as well as within their Microsoft Teams calendar. So this concludes the tutorial on creating and scheduling a Microsoft Teams meeting at the New Brunswick Community College.